Still has the creepy MetLife. Okay.
Yeah. We do not have any X-rays to build. Only. It
Okay.
was
Well,
for a ground.
yeah, since this is MetLife, we can't build the core yet. We have to, it has to go Crown because they won't pay it.
Yeah.
Seriously? We're done. So not good pictures.
Can't see your screen, Sandy.
There's Bite Wings from last year, why they didn't take a current film. It's not a good film. I don't get it. Like, how hard is it to take a film? Okay, so here's a PA from 2022 in September, but it's the wrong tooth. I think it's
Yeah,
31.
31 or 32.
Yeah, this is a wrong tooth. This is a year old. I don't know why we keep doing this. I have to keep yelling at everybody. They all hate me. All I do is yell at everybody. Probably pictures of me on. Did you ever see that movie, The Proposal, with Sandra Bullock?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay, so this is what I picture. All right, so remember in the very beginning when it starts and
Yes.
Andrew, her assistant, like's on his way in and she's not there
Mhm.
yet. But everybody's like at
Yes.
work and they're like doing stuff. And then as soon as they see her, then a mass email goes out. Like
Yeah.
something about like she's here or something like that. And
Yeah,
everybody
something
like
like that.
straightens up and like is like acting like they're busy. Then the next like a couple minutes later, then the next warning from her assistant goes out, the witch is on her broom. It's like everyone beware, like the witch is on her broom. It's like these mass emails, you see all the little notes popping up, the inner office notes
Yeah.
popping up on everybody's computer. Like beware.
Beware.
Yeah, beware, the witch is on her broom. I just think I mentioned this to them about x-rays last week, didn't I? Swear to God.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
That x-ray we've got sucks. I don't know if they're going to take it or not. And the Panorex is old. We'll have to send the Panorex when they now, since they seeded everything, everything's already cemented. There's no opportunity to get a pre-op x-ray, obviously.
Yes.
All right, I sent out the reminder. At this point, I think I would send the Panorex and those bite wings,
Okay.
but they're like a year old. They're not great.
Yes.
Panorex. See, the problem with the Panorex, it shows things, but it's not, I mean, we could use it, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
considered diagnostic.
Okay.
That it may fly, this may work okay, but it's not the close-up of the tooth they want.
Tooth, yes.
They want to see the whole tooth, you know, they want to
Mm-hmm.
see this. We'll use the Panorex, but they really
Mm-hmm.
want a PA.
Yeah.
I mean, this is only a year old, so we'll use that, but they really want
Okay.
a PA. So use this
Mm-hmm.
one and the bite wings to build that.
Bite wings. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do
this
that.
one plus the bite wings, so that should cover us.
Okay. We'll do that.
Okay, who's next?
Bert Dinger.
What's his name?
Bert Dinger.
Oh,
B-E-R-T.
yeah. I won't tell you what you said. Okay, I thought you said Butterfinger, which
Yes.
here is a candy bar. I don't know.
Yes. I love Butterfingers.
Okay,
Anything butter is my favorite.
yeah, butter.
Uh,
Okay, I would like, should we check on his ortho payments?
oh, we are receiving, Sandy. We received the latest one was
This is
on
posted in September.
no, we did post one in November as well, Sandy. On 30th of November.
Is it, it's not attached?
It is it was an insurance payment. It was on the top, I believe.
The last one posted is September 13th. Oh, here?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was his November.
Yes.
Why are these posted as check payments?
I believe the claim was closed out, but again, I'm not sure how the claim came as unsent. So I
Because
just
whoever, this is what, whoever posts the other payment
Mhm.
doesn't check the
Yes.
box. So then
Yes.
when you go to try to attach
Mhm.
it, the box was unchecked at that time.
Mhm.
So you have to go back to the payment before it, check the box,
Yes.
and then we could have attached these.
Yeah.
Okay, because see, then they get out of order.
Mm-hmm.
They put all the little green payments together and the purple ones are together. So, okay, so
Yeah.
we're okay with this ortho now.
Yes.
Um,
There were veneers done, so I did not send that one. They were seated yesterday.
okay, yeah, this is an anterior case. Did you look to see if there
Yes.
was a,
Pre-auth. No, I
yeah,
didn't check. I'll check that in a second. Nope, I don't see any pre-auths, Sandy. Looking for all claims. Okay, there is one which says it is in process. So I think it was already billed. It was routed.
And maybe
It
it was
was
a
already
PT that was routed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the patient
Oh,
also.
wait, here, who did this? All right, so SEMA tried to close this out.
Mhm.
I don't want them working on insurance payments. I just hate when they do this stuff. How does she know this is the right write-off? If it's routed?
No idea.
Is there anything in there?
Nope, it just says it does show the patient portion, but I'll attach this one, Sandy, for you to look at. Just a second.
This is why I don't want them. And then what did, like, she closed it without the, what date did she use? Did she use the regular Crown Seat date and just did this yesterday? Or she did it today? I hate when they do this. I just hate it.
Okay. I just attached it, Sandy.
It's all routed and in process.
Yes,
The problem is that we don't know this is accurate until this is
accurate.
done.
Yes,
So this is wrong information. It could be. Just because this is here doesn't mean this is right.
true.
Anything, part of this got denied. And we don't know the write-off necessarily. This is not an accurate EOB to use when it's still routed and hasn't completed processing. You cannot use this to close the claim.
Yes.
I know he's over maximum. That's not the point. The point is we don't know what the write-offs are. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
This
Yep.
is incomplete. You can't use this as an EOB.
Yeah.
I would, can you hold this EOB on your desktop, Spotty? Because we're gonna have to go back to it
Sure, I'll keep this one.
because we have got to fix this when it's actually gets pushed through the routing.
Sure.
She's just making an assumption that this is what the patient owes and she wrote off probably everything else except ortho. But we don't know that that's right.
Yep.
This is incomplete. All right, who's next?
The next patient I have, these are for CDS now, Sandy. The name is Joanne Rupert.
Okay. There's only Jamie. Am I spelling her
Uh,
name?
it-
Are
oh,
you?
yes, it's RUPP. Uh,
There she
yeah,
is.
yeah, there she is. These were crowns again. And if you look in the notes, Sandy, uh, Dr. B mentioned that she might have to do root canal for tooth number 4. So I just wanted to make sure that can we send this one out because it's
Yes,
Blue Cross.
it's Blue Cross, so we can bill it on the prep date. And what's
Mhm.
probably gonna happen, if she does turn out that she has to do a root canal on 4, she's probably
Mhm.
gonna have to make that decision before they seat the crowns,
Okay.
but I would bill it.
All right. Yep. Because it was Blue Cross, so I wanted to be sure.
Yeah, Blue Cross will let us bill on the prep date.
On the
Does she
prep
have
dates,
money
yes.
left?
I'm not sure.
Here's an endo consent form.
No, I think she used up all her maximums.
Here's an endo consent for number 4. So they had her sign it and we didn't do it. Is she maxed out?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so we're just basically going to do the billing just to get the write-off.
Write-offs, yes.
Okay, so the consent was preemptively, yeah, just go ahead and bill
Mhm.
it.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Okay, who's next?
The next patient is Natalie Neal, Neal. The last name is Neal. And it is Nat.
What's the first name?
Nat. Natalie,
Oh,
Nata.
okay,
Yeah, there she is.
there she is.
Sandy, I've found this patient's EOB. If you look into the document manager, there's one EOB, but I don't see those procedure codes on the ledger of this patient. The sealants and all, there's nothing on the ledger.
Okay. It's another thing, I think for the Delta toolkit, I'm gonna have to start taking away access from some of these people.
Yep.
I can make them individual passwords that would only allow them to view stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know what they're doing. All right, so this is December 3rd.
Yes.
They did the 23. What? She have an appointment? All right, so the pre-auth was put in as paid.
Yeah.
Chanel made the appointment, but see, I have no way of knowing who did the pre-authorizations. And all right, it's under Dr. Ahmad, so at least it's the right doctor. All right, I'm putting this in the group.
Okay.
problem is if she really comes on the 21st and keeps her appointment,
Mm-hmm.
or actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna call Delta and tell them it was a mistake. I don't want any trouble. We've got like so many problems going on with Delta
Yes.
right now. I don't want any
Mhm.
problems. What if she doesn't show up on December the 21st and we forget about her?
True. Yes, definitely.
And then we end up with a claim that we got paid for that we didn't do.
Didn't do it. Yes.
Yeah. This was probably, I don't know if it was Chanel or Odette,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna err on the safe side. I'm gonna call Delta and
Mhm.
fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
The next patient I have is Kim Travis. Travis. Yeah. Yeah, she's the one. I found this weird. Okay, Sandy, Delta is denying tooth number. Let me see which tooth that was.
Why is there a
It was
red?
12. They are denying tooth number 12, Sandy, for limited scaling and root planing, saying that the tooth was extracted or the tooth is missing.
Okay.
However, if we look in the chart, the tooth is still present.
Well, what happens usually in these cases,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have to send x-rays, which these are not very good. Can't see
Yeah.
much. What usually happens,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, these are not good. Is that you see how this patient is actually missing teeth on either side?
Yes.
Probably when this happens and people like for years at a time don't have teeth, the other teeth
Mm-hmm.
start shifting and moving. And
Okay.
they start sliding into another spot. So it's not that uncommon for
Mm-hmm.
have taken out 13 or they could have taken out 11 and called it 12 because
Okay.
it drifted into the spot of that,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll misname or misnumber the tooth.
Okay.
That's probably what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever extracted the tooth probably misnumbered or misbilled it and called it the wrong tooth number.
Okay.
That's probably the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say. Sometimes we can run a pre-auth and check to see if 11 will go through,
Okay.
but it's not that we're purposely trying to scam them. It's just
Yes.
somebody in their history has misnamed that tooth when they build it to remove it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So whoever took out the other tooth probably called it the wrong tooth number.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say try for 11 maybe.
Okay.
On a pre-auth and see if 11 goes through.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
So that might be all it's gonna take.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the meantime, I would put in there, in the notes that 12 was denied and it, because of history, so they may have misnumbered the extraction
Okay,
at another.
yeah.
office.
Okay. All right, yeah, 11 is going through, Sandy. They are paying 11.
Yeah, I would do that and then put a note in the system.
Okay.
Put a note in her patient notes under the pencil, so that if we have to come back to it, we know. That her
Mhm.
history from another office is probably misnumbered the tooth. And a lot of times it's an accident because the teeth drift. And if it was an assistant counting or somebody else, they might have been off a tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, gotta eat something. I haven't even lunch yet. Starting to get a headache. Just a second.
Okay, so I'll just build this one under 11 then.
Yeah,
And
just
I'll
make
put-
sure you put a complete note in there about the mix-up and the Delta history.
Yes.
Because there's not, especially when it wasn't our patient previously, there's no way for me to correct their history.
Yes.
I can't fix it.
Yep. Sure, Sandy. I'll do that. Yeah, these are all I had, Sandy. Others can go next.
Okay. I'll go next then.
Sure.
Sandy, I have got here a few of those unresolved ones for you.
Okay.
There's one, maybe they require a pre-D. This is a patient for Livonia. Or they need authorization.
Okay, hold on, let me get this. It's not feeling right. Okay, what's the patient's name?
Roxanne Weaver. Roxanne
Oh, Weaver, okay.
Weaver. Yeah, her claim for October 25th for those crowns. The EOB is in the document manager. They say service authorization needed. They required.
Hey, if you guys see these, will you like inactivate them? When there's two charts
Okay.
from somebody?
Sure.
She had one under Comfort Dental, but normally she's a Livonia patient.
Okay.
Right, they're asking for documentation.
Yeah.
Okay, so they want to know if it's an initial placement or not. We need a pre-op x-ray. That's the one we have, is no good. But we need to find out if this is the initial placement or not.
Okay. For 21. No, nothing in the progress notes for that tooth number.
See if. Okay, so this is the initial placement. This is where he's telling us she has a fractured cusp. So, and she had an MOD, the lingual cusp fractured, but she had an MOD amalgam is what was present before. So this is the initial placement. So we have to write that down.
Mhm.
Then we also need to look at the images. And again, this X-ray is no good because it doesn't show the apex of the tooth. These bite wings don't show the whole tooth. Nobody took a PA.
Yeah. That's what they mentioned.
I can't imagine we don't have other films for her. She's been a long time patient.
Yes.
How do we not have that?
Crow. We do. So, what are we going to do with this, Sandy?
Just a minute. I'm typing another message in the group. Why is this not doing what it needs to do?
Okay.
Mhm. All right, so there's not a whole lot I can do here, but I'm gonna have to put in here. Now, when you're billing these crowns, you have to remember to fill in if it's an initial placement or not. Most of these carriers want to know. Especially like, you can't see her whole history. I know her, she's had a bazillion crowns done.
Sure, Sandy. We'll make a note of that.
So in place, I'm putting a narrative in there instead because we don't have a good x-ray. I'm pulling it from the doctor's notes, but in actuality, you can't take an x-ray of a lingual cusp that's broke. But it's still not an excuse that they keep missing these x-rays.
Yes.
What? Hold on a second. Hello? Masuma, I'm gonna put this narrative in place of the bad x-ray we have. Because that's all we've got at this point. I don't have a decent x-ray. And we'll just have to send back what we have with additional narrative and hope for the best.
Okay.
Again, I would put in here in the notes to cover our butts. I'd put in here, put these notes in.
Okay.
All right, so I'd add it in here so we have it. Just to cover ourselves, put the notes in here when you're running across these problems. When stuff is
Yes.
being delayed for payment because of clinical information missing, no x-rays, no perio charting, no whatever it happens to be. You know, then put a note in here so that we have a record that this bill's being delayed because of this, not because we're not billing right. Okay. See, it doesn't help to tell somebody to come in like, I don't understand this. SEMA keeps trying to have people come in after the fact for an x-ray. The post-op x-ray doesn't mean anything. That's for the doctor. That's the doctor's liability, so he can see that he seated the crown correctly. But it doesn't help me. She did it to me twice. I'm like, don't call the patient. It doesn't matter. It's too late. I need an x-ray before anybody put anything on that tooth or they cut it. And that horse is already out of the barn.
You're right, that's too late.
It's too late. It doesn't do, why are you dragging this poor patient in? It doesn't matter. This x-ray is not helpful. It means nothing. A post-op x-ray means nothing. Those are taken so that the doctor can see that he's seated the crown correctly. I mean, it could help in, down the road. It's just a liability issue for them. If they ever disputed not getting the crown, we'd have that. But the pre-op is much more important because they need to see the condition of the tooth before he cut it to make sure that that the crown was warranted. And that's Delta's whole thing too. That's why they always want the pre-op. They want to know what the tooth looked like before anybody started cutting it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in this case, this is all we can do right now is add in that narrative and hope for the best. We've got nothing else to work with.
Yeah. Let's see if that gets processed.
Okay, so who's next?
We have this for East Lansing. Reed Becker. He's Reed Becker.
Okay,
So his one claim that's for October. There was a conflict. October the 12th claim. This is second last. Yeah. Or have a note updated there, Sandy. Or this might be the patient's first visit to us. And they wanted to, as per their records with Delta, they say there was no ortho treatment proceeded with the patient.
okay, so they're saying they aren't gonna pay for this because he never had ortho?
No history of braces done. Yeah.
Okay, so close the claim.
But they are also say that if they want us to proceed, they want us to send a narrative, maybe explaining why they want retainers getting fixed. If it is by some other dentist, because it wasn't the progress notes that it was Dr. Rasayan who made his notes.
Okay, yeah, we don't have anything to tell them. All you
Okay.
can, if you're gonna try to resubmit this, he came here, this is his first visit to our office. We have no history. So probably what's happened is that this job could be new or old. I don't know. We don't know how long he was covered. He could have had ortho done under another insurance before this carrier. We don't know.
Mhm.
We don't have any of that history. He's a new patient to our office. We've never seen him before. All we know is he came in with a broken retainer. We do not know his history. So either they're
Yeah.
gonna have to deny it or they're gonna have to get in touch with the patient.
Okay.
See, I said it's a new patient. We didn't do his ortho. And they pretend,
Yeah.
they just came, this is the first time they ever came to us.
Yeah.
We don't have his.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do. They can contact the patient if they want, or the patient can complain. But I would refer them back to this narrative. That's all we've got.
Right. But that's under Dr. Ascari, Sandy. So is it going to be under her or Dr. Asayan?
It can be under Dr. Scary.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She can repair or fix that. So I would, I don't know if you talked to them on the phone or why they didn't read the narrative, but we don't have any information. And again, we can try to resubmit the claim. It still says it's unsent. Why is that? Did it not go?
Oh no, we just added the narrative.
I mean,
It's
why
need to
else would
send.
it be getting fixed? It's broken, people. I mean, why else would we be repairing it? It's
Yeah.
broken.
Good.
You can try either talk to somebody already that's there. If they didn't read the narrative, I don't know, but there's nothing else we can tell them. And again, I would put in the patient's history up here.
Yeah.
All right, it's already there. I would amend this. And does it have to be under the orthodontist?
But she when mentioned that it was it under Dr. Under orthodontist or the was it the treating dentist or the same, she asked. But as per the notes, it was Dr. Asayan who put in notes there in the progress note. So if it is Dr. Asayan, then maybe we need to resubmit a new
Oh,
one.
because this is Wally put the note in. So if that's the case and we're gonna rebill it, then we have to take this out,
Yes.
but I don't want to do that. Let's just fix it here. You can try sending it that way. I don't want to take this out because all our notes and everything are already in here and attached.
Okay, we'll proceed this way.
Yeah. It's gonna go to Dr. Asayan, because we just switched the billing person.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, who's next?
Okay, this is for Chris Brown, Sandy. Chris Brown, Kris. Okay, for him, August 11, for scaling and root planning, they needed the extraction, history of tooth extraction. So should I go ahead and do the same thing from the progress note? Because they paid half of the claim.
There is no extraction.
There's no, yeah, we have a history.
Or are you saying one of the limited scaling, one of the teeth numbers aren't there?
Oh, if you pull up the EOB, Sandy, or they say for 1 moment. Just a second.
It doesn't say on this EOB what the problem is. It just keeps saying based on the findings of a review organization. It's not saying why.
Have a look at the last one, Sandy, the Guardian one we have.
Oh wait, that's
That
Aaron.
the MD on, yeah.
That was Aaron. Yeah, this is
Facts.
Chrissy's.
$807.
Okay, but this doesn't say why it was denied either. It just says the patient's responsibility. It pushed everything over to the patient. It doesn't say why. Let's look at the benefits. Okay, it's not because of his age.
I wonder why, but I'm looking at this Guardian's facts, which says the plan covers SRP when there is evidence of bone loss. Last facts.
But the rejection doesn't tell us why it's being rejected. It just says it's rejected.
Yeah.
There's no date found, so there's no history. That's not our problem.
Yeah.
So it's a covered benefit. It's not a history frequency issue.
It is.
Okay, well, I know why they're not covering this area. It doesn't qualify. The upper right is not qualify for limited replanian scaling. They're never going to pay that. Pockets aren't enough. These are fives, fives, fives. Okay, the other three, we're gonna have to find out, but this one I understand, they're never gonna pay that. So the area number 3, this will not be covered. Doesn't qualify. But we're gonna have to call back about the other 3 quadrants to find out why, because Anissa's note does not say why. It just shows a payment, and you may want to show her this because she got information, it shows a payment, but it's an incomplete payment.
Right.
And she didn't question them any further. All she got was, okay, you paid and the patient owes this month. So, okay, we're good. Goodbye. So I think that we, she used this as an example one to show her. She should have asked a few
Okay,
more
yeah.
questions to find out why they didn't
Yes.
cover this. Instead of
Yes,
just saying, okay, it goes to the patient.
yes, Sandy, sure. I spoke with Rose as well that we will have to connect with the PR team next week or so, that we found similar problems where they can question, or we instead of they bringing it to us, they can have a look in the Dentrix and resend it for processing. Or
Well, or even if she doesn't know how to do or what to do about reprocessing, these are the kind of
Yeah.
things that she should have brought to you and said, this isn't right. They denied like all these services. And I don't know what we're supposed to do with it. She should not have closed the claim.
absolutely.
Or we would have split the claim, closed out the
Mhm.
x-rays and exam they paid for, and left the replaning and scaling for you to manage separately. So this is a good example of one to show her.
Okay. Yes, yes, Sandy. I have. I will.
Yeah, so not only did she not ask enough questions, then she didn't determine how to properly post this, and she also didn't determine that she needed to give this issue to somebody else, to send the claim along to you to figure out what to do with it. But I can tell you for sure, number 3 is not, that quadrant for the upper right, 3 is not going to be paid. She didn't
Mhm.
have proper, that's not a proper diagnosis. They're never going to pay that.
Okay.
So that one's going to get written off for sure.
Yeah. And there's no bone loss.
So we got to find out, see, because she already attached all this.
I was trying for Guardian the other day, but they are for no reason. I tried calling for every hour or so. They were like, call us back after 30 minutes. It was down. Then I got carried away by other work. Sometimes I personally take care of things, these ones. And I also show them how to deal with them.
Now, what about this other person in the family? This other guy has replaning and scaling also. One of them's paid. Okay, that one's done.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's paid. So his got paid.
Yeah.
All right, so this one for sure is gonna be out. We can't even fix this claim and split it now because she already closed it. Well, she said an additional payment was coming, but she should have split it. So we could have closed what we got paid for and then worked on this one. And I can't even put a note in here now because it's closed, or, I can't get at it.
Right.
Is that from this year?
Yeah.
And here's the other problem. Because now, well, this patient doesn't have another appointment, but now they should have already been back in. They should have been in September, October. They should have been in this month or in November. But because this has been disallowed, they're not going to allow for perio maintenance because we don't have any scaling history because this isn't paid.
Yeah.
So he does not have an appointment. It looks like he broke one.
Mhm.
So I don't know why he hasn't come back in. I'm going to amend my note here too, because okay, so I'm going to mark this for everything so they see it, because if he does come in for a 4910, he's not going to be covered until we get this fixed. And his recare, nobody, yeah, she never added in recare because he should have been in for recare. He should have actually been due, August. He should have been due. Why can't I go back? All right, I'm just gonna put today. It won't let me go back. And save this.
Mhm.
I don't know where this note goes. All right, I'll put it here just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you see how this one mistake like has rippled effect to
Yeah.
about 4 or 5 different things now? And not all of them were, you know, I'm not saying it was all the VA team's fault. Some of this was the hygienist. She misdiagnosed. It was her responsibility to add this patient to the recare system, which she did not. While I'm in
Mhm.
here, maybe I better check the other one. He's not entered either.
Yeah.
He should have probably been a 3-month recare. I don't think it lets me go back any farther than today. Let me put a note in here.
We need to keep an eye on such appointments.
Okay, so he's fixed two. That's two people who we lost that fell out of the system because they didn't add them in. Hygienists should have added these people in. Okay, so they're fixed. We'll need to call and check to find out exactly what they want. I know that
Oh, yeah.
that one area is not gonna get covered, but we gotta find out what they need for the other three. So we can see if we can try to
I
resubmit.
will. Yeah, I will. I will. Okay. We'll give you an update or tomorrow on that, or maybe end of the day. Or Sandy, can we take a look at Christopher Young?
Okay.
He was an author 14. It is a dual insure. Christopher Young.
Okay,
Yes, sir, or Tokli. Or Dr. Asayan, they're not paying the claim.
is the EOB in here?
Yeah, the EOB isn't. Provider isn't not in the network.
Yeah, he's not in
And
network with Sparrow.
yeah, we already, so Blue Cross is the primary and Delta was the secondary. We were getting paid, the last payments were received, and that they are over max. Or what do we do next then?
Okay, so you said Delta's paid out everything?
Yeah, we have we have Sajad's notes there. He made a payment, he posted the payment, and the last was for like $7 or so. Um,
Just says October payment.
yeah, $2 over max.
Just a minute here. Yeah, this isn't gonna happen. Okay, so there was supposed to be $2,400 from primary. This 1,500's never coming from secondary. Do we have the EOB for the first payment?
The Delta one?
Yeah.
Looking in.
Oh, I'm wondering where's the banding one? Okay, this was from 3/27/21. From 2/3 of, are you on Delta?
Yes, Sandy.
Okay, so we're trying to find this data service for 2/3 of 21. I want to
Yeah,
find
that was-
out, it doesn't, I don't think that Delta accepted the 5235.
Mhm. 24 of 206. It'll take some moments, Sandy.
That's okay.
The VPN is giving the trouble. It was working. I will ask Sajad, are you on, or are you here, Sajad? If you can help me.
Yes, I'm here. I will just find it out for Christopher. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just taking time here. Thank you.
Hi, Sandy. Krista from Delta Dental has been trying to reach out to you. I'm going to send her number to you right now.
All right, let me call this lady back from Delta while you guys are hunting for that.
Okay.
Masumawati, which date of service we want? I found the patient.
Okay, any luck?
Okay, Sandy. We found it attaching in the document manager.
Okay. Um. hmm.
Then you can have a look, Sandy.
Okay. And was the maximum on that plan, was it $2,000 or something, or was it only 1,500?
Taking a look.
Because this shows 1,500. And I think Roberta put on her paperwork like he was gonna get more than that from his primary.
It says 1,500, yeah.
Oh, because she took 2,400 from here. But there's no out-of-network benefits. Hold on one second.